Let's organize our arms first. Frames. I'm going to be able to create separation, maintain separation if I can get frames with my arms, as long as my arms are behind Jake and I'm kind of hugging him, pulling him into me, and just making him heavier on me. In reality, I want to try to separate his chest from my chest, so I'm going to try to bring my arm inside the hip, and just a little gooseneck on the hip here. My elbow is going to be framed across his belt. The other arm, I'm going to have my hand on his shoulder, my elbow formed just underneath his chin. I'm going to do to actually create the separation is a little bridge, and then I'm going to shrimp so I have some space to get my knee across his belly. Right now, the space is closed there. Okay, so I need to create some space by bridging, get his chest off my chest, and that'll allow me a little bit of space to move my hips away, because right now I can't shrimp. He's got his elbow squeezing against my hip, so I can't move my hip away, and not moving my hip away keeps my knee from going in that little gap right in front of his hip. So when I bridge, I want to lift him up a little bit. That brings his elbow up a little bit as well, and gives me space to move my hip out. And now I can bring my knee in that space I created across towards my elbow. Okay? And of course, he's not just going to disappear here, but I have good leverage to keep him in this position. Once I get this far away, now I'm going to start making a decision. Do I have enough space to bring this arm back in front and break the grip off my head and move my hips away, bringing my foot to his hip and knee in front of his bicep? Or am I going to have to bring my knee behind his arm because I just don't have quite enough space to get my leg in front of his arm here and bring my arm back in front? Okay, so again, the first thing I'm going to try is to separate his arm from my collar, from my head, hip away, bring my knee to my elbow, step on his hip, and square up. But if I can't separate his arm, same first part where I'm creating a little space to shrimp, use my shin across the belly. I'm creating a lot of leverage with that shin across the belly, guys. I'm not bringing it across and just trying to go all the way through. It's going to get stuck there. You see, back your hips up. If he gets like really, really far away from me, yeah, I could just bring it all the way through. But in reality, they're going to try to jam it up. They don't want it going through. Okay, so I try to bring my arm back in front and separate his arm from my head, but I can't. So instead, I'm going to move his knee away a little bit, hug his arm, shrimp, place my foot on the floor, shrimp again, and recover guard, keeping his arm glued to my head so that I can make space here for my leg to come through. Okay, let's look at that one more time. Frames, bridge, shrimp, leg frame comes across, or knee shield, right? I'm trying to create some separation, but when I try to move away, he's holding on too tight. But instead of the separation being here, when I move away, now the separation is here. I just hold his elbow, get my leg to the floor, shrimp, and recover closed guard, instead of going to foot on the hip and knee in front of the arm. Any questions there, guys? Like why we would make those two separate, distinct decisions based on where his arm is on the head? If we can separate the arm from the head, we go in front of the arm. And sometimes when they get side control, I never even let them get to my head, you see? I block that, and I'm able just to go there right away. Okay? Block it, get it away, and I'm able to go in front of the arm. But again, other times, I can't separate that arm from my head, so I go behind the arm with my leg. Is that clear, guys? All right, let's take some reps there. Our knee, elbow, or shrimping escape from side control back to guard. 1, 2.